Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to do kind of a rant of the week. What I'm going to do, instead of ranting about something, I'm just going to talk about some figures that are coming out. I'm not very computer savvy, so there's no links in the descriptions. But I think anybody that watches this, they pretty much have already seen everything. So I'm just going to talk about it. Am I going to talk about every single figure that has been announced since the last time I talked about figures being announced? No. I can't. I don't know everything. But there's been quite a few figures that have been announced in the last few months, weeks, and days that I will talk about. Some I'm really looking forward to. Some I'm going like, I'm scratching my head like, what the hell is that? And some that are just odd choices and stuff like that. So, let's see. And there's no particular order in this, and like I said, I'm not gonna get them all. Just my thoughts on what's coming out. So let's talk about with the mother of them all. Let's talk about Takara, I guess, because all the Hasbro stuff we've already talked about. You know, we got some more clearer product shots of the bludgeoned exclusives with that set. Everyone thought he was the bludgeoned figure. We'll have, which is a reuse of the hot spot mold, and everyone thought, oh hey, you know, maybe when he combines the combiner head will be the pretender shell with the skull face, and I was like, that could be cool. And it turns out no, he looks more like Thunderwing. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there, right? We all wanted a bludgeon that turns into the chest of Thunderwing, right? I guess. Sort of. And, you know, clear shots of Impactor, who's using the Rook mold, which is like, okay, okay. You know, I mean, I know some people are excited for some of these figures, and for the most part, the rest of the limbs that are going with bludgeon are easily figures that I could easily say, you know, there's some collectors out there that'll be pretty excited for them. But the bludgeon, you know, we already had a superior bludgeon, especially if you got the head robots upgrade kit. I think the Perfect Effect had a pretty good kick to it too. So I mean, you can get those. So I think that's a far superior option than the bludgeon for that set. And then we've got Impactor, who we just had an Impactor used from Onslaught from the Fall Cybertron dudes. So I'm not entirely sure, you know, who's going to be really excited about it, because I thought that one was actually pretty good. And if you're, you know, in Hasbro collections, you're probably going to get the Bruticus that's coming out next year. So then you won't have duplicates of the molds. And you can use just the Fall Cybertron Combaticons repaints as the Wreckers, which is actually a pretty good option because they did a decent job representing the Wreckers. I thought they looked a lot better than what we were, you know, than what we're getting. And I think there are better uses of those molds. Anyway, rant about that all day long. Next up, you know, we're getting a Takara Skywarp. I just was notified earlier today that it's going up for pre-orders at $200 a piece, and which, you know, I'm not that. Yeah, it looks good, but I'm sitting here thinking, you know, whatever. So that being said, if anybody wants to buy a Hasbro, or not Skywarp, Thundercracker, if anyone wants to buy the Hasbro M-Piece Thundercracker, let me know. Because I'm probably going to get him. So yeah. If anybody wants to buy, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you guys get it. Yeah, Thunder. If anybody wants to buy Hasbro Thundercracker, let me know. I'd make you a decent deal so I can use that money to get the Takara, because I would love to have only Takara. If you guys want to buy a Hasbro Sunstorm as well, I could probably get you a good deal on him too. I'd like to keep the Acid Storm until Takara does an Acid Storm. But anyway, yeah, so, there's that, typical Hasbro-y, or Takara-y stuff. Let's see, what else? Yeah, so there's, Red Bumblebee coming out, and I saw that be announced, and I saw so many people bitching about it, like, "Ooh, how come they can't just give us a Cliffjumper," and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there thinking, well, it's not supposed to be Cliffjumper. Everyone's like, I read some people, well, maybe we'll get an upgrade from somebody and we'll get a different head. And I'm still sitting there, I'm like, it not Cliffjumper, it's just Red Bumblebee. That's how they did it back in the day, so that's how they're going to do it now. I'm surprised, actually, that we haven't had more of them, because Bumblebee and Cliffjumper molds, and I think Hubcap, those three were like repainted, like a dozen times in between the three of them. But there's like yellow one, and they all got the same colors as each other too. There's like yellow ones, red ones, blue ones, teal ones, black ones, white ones. By the end they had pretty much every color of the rainbow, and every one of them used each other's color schemes too. So personally, I would love to see a bug bite out of the MP Bumblebee mold. Just do like the white and pink each color. I think that would be pretty cool to see. But yeah, I mean, it's not Cliffjumper. Cliffjumper is a different car. So the only way they can reuse the MP Bumblebee to make Cliffjumper would be to retool the entire shell. Not just giving it a new head, but the whole shell would have to be retooled, because Bumblebee was a Volkswagen Bug and Cliffjumper is a Porsche. So it's a completely different mold or car. So they're gonna have to reshell the whole thing, which at that point, if you're reshelling the figure and you're giving a new head, you might as well just make a whole new figure. So and why haven't we got a true MP Cliffjumper? Well, they're probably struggling to get the design rights from Porsche, or Porsche, however you want to say it, because I believe Jazz is one too, and I mean, obviously they should have done Jazz a while ago, so I'm surprised they haven't, and so I'm sure they will at some point, but probably just having some difficulties getting those rights. That's why we still haven't gotten the Lamborghinis over in America yet. It's just because it's not happening. They're having a hard time getting the rights to it over here. All right, moving on. Let's see. There's a knockoff company that's associated with TF Direct that's knocking off the Warbotron guys, and I'm hearing it's high quality plastic. I'm probably gonna pick up their Brawl at some point just to test it out, because I'm hearing it's high quality or higher quality plastic than Warbotron, and it's got some better paint details and better weapons. So I'm gonna probably get one of them just to see. I don't have my Warbotron anymore, but I'll probably get him and just to see, because curiosity and all that. Because while I'm not gonna sit here and say knockoffs are the best thing for you. If they can make a better quality product than the original company does, then I don't see a problem with buying it, especially if they can make it for cheaper. Yeah, they don't have to pay the designing fees, but if they can get the better plastic. I mean, honestly, it's like take X-Transbots, anything, or KFC's. Like the KFC's earlier cassettes, they're decent designs, but the plastic quality was so crap that they're not great figures. So, if somebody were to remake those, knock them off, and do high quality MP style, wouldn't almost everybody want to buy those and get rid of the crap? I'm not saying Warbotron's crap by any means, but it did have some issues. I'm hearing that these knockoffs also don't have the stress marks that every single Warbotron in that line had. So, if that's the case, then, more power to them. If they're perfecting the product that somebody else made. If they're making it cheaper or if they're making it the same, then, I will always say don't get it. But if they make it better, if they make the product better than the original company did, then there's something wrong with the original company. So, anyway, moving on. But those have been around those have been announced for a while. I mean, Sir Toys has got like the knockoff Hercules and knockoffs Superion or Uranus. And from what I've seen and heard, they're just utter crap. But they're also dirt cheap. So, I'm not going to get those. But anyway, let's see. I hear that the company that's making the Generations Devastator is the same people behind Warbotron, but not 100% on that. Looking at it, it looks cool, and I hope it's great. I'm gonna try and get it. I really want to, along with the Hasbro one. Most of my money's been pooled to bills and repairing certain things around the house. But next week is gonna be about the same. But also TFCon. I've already got $1,500 saved up for TFCon. So I'm really excited about that. So, but anyway, so I want to get those, and I would love to be able to get the whole set of the Warbotron or the new Devastator, so that we can compare it with the Hercules. I also am in the market for trying to find a cheap giant, preferably yellow, so that I can do a big Hercules war or Devastator war by the end of the year, or whenever they finish coming out. Now, Toy World's doing them, and I'm sitting there like, okay, guys, this is too much. This is too much. We've officially oversaturated Devastator again. When it first happened, I thought that, okay, we're doing Make Toys and TFC. Devastator is like, okay, that's too much, but you got the different options from the different companies, and people can buy the one that they think fits their collection better. But now that we've got, we just got the Hasbro one, and then we got 2 more coming. I think that's way too much. Just wow. Seriously, I mean, I know some of these companies might have been a little too far in the design stages. We're seeing prototypes of at least 2 of the Generations one, but the TFC one, we haven't seen any prototypes, just sketch work, from what I've seen. So it's like, don't you think you should just back off a little bit, TFC? Or not TFC, Toy World, sorry. It's like Toy World, I mean, think about Toy World's track record. Yes, most of their figures that I've seen were hits. I liked them. But there was a lot that I didn't like. So it's kind of a 50-50. And while they've gotten their feet wet with the Throttlebots combiner and the Dinobot combiner, it takes them a long time to get these things done. So imagine how long it's going to take them to make something that's supposed to be 2 inches taller than the Hasbro one, which would easily make it the biggest combiner of all time. So that's just, oh my god. I don't think they should be jumping out on the ship here. I know they got their fans, but I don't think they're going to have enough fans at the end of everything for everyone to sit there and still say that this is a valid option. Because you're going to get the Masterpiece style quality with the Generation one. Then you're going to get the, you got the Hasbro one if you want the big one. Then you get, I hate to say it, but the TFC one, which if you want a cheap third party one. And then you got Giant, who scales great with Combiner Wars. So, I mean, you've got 4 options already that are already going to be out before their start coming out. From what I've seen, depends on how quickly Generations actually starts doing things. So it's just, I don't get that. I think they should put their efforts into other things. And again, I've bitched about this one before, but again, we're getting into this situation where there's too many figures in different sizes, and not enough in the same size so that you can be able to say, okay, I have all the combiners. Because nobody's making all the combiners. You cannot buy all the combiners in one scale yet. And that's irritating. You got the Combiner Wars scale, which is kind of like where Fans Project and Make Toys kind of land. But you're still missing Abominus. You're still missing. Let's see. You'll have Bruticus. Who else are you missing? You kind of have Aerial Bots. Yeah, I guess. Abominus is the main one that you're still missing. Plus Seacons if you count them too. So you're missing those guys, but we get Abominus in Make Toy or Mastermind Creations scale, which is kind of TFC scale, but we still don't have a Minosaur in that scale. Let's see, we got the Aerial Bots, but they're kind of their own scale. See what I mean? There's so many different scales. You got 2 Predakings for that scale. So you got a Defensor. You're missing Minosaur. Now TFC's not making combiners anymore, so they're moving on. Which is, you still have more combiners to make, guys. This was your charm. This was what made your company enjoyable. I didn't like all of their combiners, but that's what they were doing. And then you get the Warbatron scale where we only have Bruticus so far, and soon we'll have Devastator. But then you have the Hasbro Devastator, who's too big for anything, and then you get Toy World, who's too big for anything again. Maybe everyone will start making them that size, but you guys are just all over the place, and we're not getting the full set of combiners in one scale yet, and that's what bugs me about this. It's like everyone's all over the place, and I've said this before, focus. So yeah, not excited about Toy World Devastator. Long story short. Let's see, what else? There's a company that's going to be making Masterpiece scaled Stunticons. I'm not counting Lone Wolf company, whatever company that was with, because that thing was just utter shit. I'm not buying from that company. They're dead to me. I don't care if Bold Forms. I don't care if they put out something awesome. I'm not gonna do it. I already fell for it once. I'm not gonna fall for it twice. But somebody recently just posted up that, hey, yeah, we're doing Stunticons and Masterpiece scale, and you look at these pictures of Stunticons, and a lot of people are saying, oh man, these things look good. And I sit there and say, they're the who? Because they don't look like Stunticons to me. I mean, they look like blown up versions of the Fans Project one, which is, an updated look. Now, some people like updated looks, some people don't like updated looks. I'm in the category of, I like updated looks for my Chug collection. I'm not a fan of updated looks for the MP collection, because we're talking about MP. And I think, my opinion is, MP needs to be as G1 as possible, because that's the charm of the line, is that you get the best looking representation of the original character. And updating them to that extent, I don't think that works for me at all. Yeah, the Warbatron guys were updated a bit, but you still overall knew who they were. But these just look like generic new versions of generic cars. The robot versions look so updated and sleek that it's no longer them. I think I have to say, I think the Combiner Wars Stunticons actually did a better job looking like Stunticons. And that's sad. Supposedly Warbatron's still going to be doing it or whatnot, but, who knows? That's way down the line. They're still doing Computron, and they're still doing, they're still going to be doing their, I guess if they are, their Devastator. So, who knows how long it's going to take them to get anything done, because it took them, 2 years to get Bruticus done? Alright, what else? DX9 is doing Galvatron. I think the prototype images of him look like he's got a big, thick barrel chest, which, part of me is like, I don't like that. But then there's that part of me that says, MP Galvatron! So it doesn't matter what he looks like. I think he looks great. And a lot of DX9 stuff, when it gets the prototypes images out, because all the plastic's the same color, that slightly light gray, it's kind of hard to see the details. It's kind of hard to see the breakups once they paint them. I mean, look at Carrie. They're a hot rod, which I'm going to be doing a giveaway for soon. I don't know when, but anyway, first prototypes, I was like, that looks good, but not great. It looks all right. But then we get better shots, once he got colored, and then and I was like, oh, he's looking better. And then we get the full color product shots, like near finished, and I was just like, oh, that looks amazing, and I want it so bad. So yeah, I'm fully on board. Fully on board with that. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. And of course, since they released their pictures of it, X Transbot's over there, hey, we got one too, and I sat there and go, oh god, sorry X Transbots, you tried. I'm not willing to give up on your company yet, but after Megatron, I'm going to be very hesitant to spend that kind of money on a leader figure from your company. Especially when there's another option. And since there is another option, it's just not going to happen. Since DX9's doing Hot Rod and they did Galvatron, I would imagine it's only a matter of time before Scourge and Cyclonus come out. X Transbot's already got those two on the way soonish. So I might pick those two up and give them one more shot, but I'm not as enthused about it as I used to be. Now that knowing that there's an actual Galvatron from a company that I can get behind. So there's that. X-Transbots or KFC, I think they're the same company, so who cares? But one of them's showing off Blitzwing, which I go, meh. Because DX9 has done, in between DX9 and Unique Toys, which those two are the same company. And, some people said, Unique Toys has connection with X-Transbots. Well, now there seemed to be competition here with the triple changers. So I start, and with Galvatron. So I'm starting to think, maybe these guys aren't connected. Because I've never had any problems with Unique Toys product. Their Predaking had its issues, but for the price tag, $300 for a combiner like that, once you get it together, it's well worth it. Anyway, but they teased that they're doing Blitzwing as well a while ago. So I'm gonna just wait for that because they're already doing Octane and they already did Astro Train. So I would go with the company that's already had 2 outings in triple changers than one company that can't make a gun transform into a robot. I know it's a complicated transformation, but you could have done better than that. Trust me, you can do better than that. Let's see what else. Mastermind Creations doing a black version of their Predaking, which, that's not surprising. It looks great. Sammy T told me about it earlier, and I couldn't see pictures until just a little bit ago. And it looks amazing. I love the way that looks. Am I going to spend $500 something on a black repaint? No. Probably not. If they sold it for under $400, then I might consider it. But over $500, which would be the retail cost of the original figures, no, I'm not doing that. And if they, and if it's more because of exclusive, I ain't going near it. I don't need a black repaint of Predaking. I don't. It looks great. It really does, but I don't need it. I only kind of want it. It's more of a, ooh, that looks nice kind of thing, but it has no appeal to me. Let's see, Fans Project's doing more Headmasters, which, those look good. They'll be high quality products. I'm not collecting the Fans Project stuff anymore because they're still in chug scale. So I'm not going to sit here and say that they're bad things. I just won't buy them because they're not in the scale that I'm truly looking for. So, but, from their past Headmasters, I can sit here and honestly tell you they're going to be good. Because they've been knocking the Headmasters out of the park. And then they're doing their they're going to be doing the Crocodile probably Skull Cruncher. They're probably going to be doing him in the Optimus Prime colors. That I'll probably get because of City of Steel. But see what else. They're doing their Monstructor or Dino King, whichever one you want to call them. That, depending on how much the Monstructor cost, like in the end, I may pick that up, but doubtful. If he was in the Japanese cartoon, I never watched it, so I don't know. And outside of that, I don't have any connection to the character, so I don't really feel that need to spend all that money on things like that. I don't. If I had no bills and I had extra money to burn, then yes, I would definitely be buying that because I'd just be buying everything. But I have to kind of be choosy at the moment for what I buy and add to my actual collection. So I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But I doubt I'll be picking him up. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm sure there's other news, but those are the ones that really kind of stuck out to me while I was thinking about doing this video. So, okay, but this is a great lead-in to the response video that I'll do at the end of the week. Is, what did I miss? What are you guys excited about? What is like, oh man, this looks great? Or what is coming out that's been announced recently that you guys just hate, absolutely detest, or love and are going to buy instantly? Mine is the Galvatron, of course. I mean, you guys know me. It's Galvatron. It has to be Galvatron. That's the thing I'm most excited about. I guess that's it. And I'll do the viewer response on Saturday.